This game feels like the developer looked at Skyrim, sighed deeply, and decided they can do it better by making everything significantly more miserable. A lot of others before them have failed in achieving their goal. But Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon, doesn't just want to be dark fantasy Skyrim. It wants to be the kind of game that makes you feel like you've actually spent 40 hours trekking through a damp, dark, and dangerous land in the pursuit of a dead king. It's bleak, it's occasionally rough, and it's surprisingly brilliant once you get going. It's the sort of RPG that treats the player like an unwelcome guest, which in late 2025 feels like a refreshing change of pace from the usual Chosen One hand-holding. Developed by Questline and published by Awaken Realms, who you might know from the massive tabletop hit by the same name, this is a first-person open-world RPG that's finally hit its stride. It's available across PC, Xbox Series X, and PS5, carrying a price tag that reflects this ambitious scope. It currently sits at a very positive on Steam, which is an impressive feat for a game where the primary weather forecast is creeping primordial fog, and the local NPCs are about as friendly as a cornered badger. The core loop is pure Bethesda core, but with a layer of grit that feels earned. You explore, you loot, and you level up by actually surviving. But where Skyrim feels like a theme park, Avalon feels like a graveyard. The world is dense, not Ubisoft map icon dense, but actually packed with secrets and dungeons that don't feel like they were spat out by an algorithm. The art direction is the real star here. It's Arthurian legend as imagined by someone who's had a very long, very bad dream. The Wyrdness twists the world at night, creating an atmosphere that most AAA studios are too scared to attempt. The sound design leans into the silence. There's no constant orchestral swell telling you how to feel, just the sound of the wind and the uncomfortable realization that you're definitely being watched.
You made a big mistake. You're only making me.
Now, the technical polish is actually coming along quite well. It runs perfectly fine on my mid-range PC, which was a pleasant surprise. However, if you're the type who insists on running everything at ultra settings to see every individual blade of rotted grass, you're going to need something significantly stronger under the hood. It's a demanding beast when pushed, but it's no longer the unoptimized mess some feared. For the portable crowd, you can also play this on Steam Deck. It runs okay on low settings, though you should expect a cinematic 30 FPS or lower once you leave the starting areas. What's really impressive is the developer's commitment to continuous content drops. We've already seen a massive patch 1.1 adding New Game Plus and much needed transmog system so you can stop looking like a medieval bin man. But the real story is the first major expansion, Sanctuary of Sarras, and patch 1.15 released in December 2025. It adds a whole new submerged region with around 15 hours of gameplay, 4 epic bosses, and a clever alternate progression system with 3 distinct skill trees. You can swap these trees on the fly, which goes a long way toward fixing the I'm just hitting things with a stick fatigue. You get access to this fresh misery once you reach Act 2 in Connaught, and it feels fully integrated rather than just a tacked on DLC. The world building is top tier. It's a masterclass in dark fantasy atmosphere. The exploration feels rewarding because the world actually feels handcrafted and dangerous. Narrative agency is real. Your choices aren't just good or sarcastic good. They're messy and layered and make an impact. And the recent influx of free content shows a developer that actually respects its players. The hand-to-hand combat can still become a bit boring or repetitive after the 10th or so hour, but to be fair, that's just the nature of these first-person RPGs. It's the Skyrim syndrome. While the new skill trees in the DLC help, the base melee could still use a few more features that could spice up the sword swinging. And as mentioned, the ultra settings are seemingly reserved for people who own a small server farm. It's fair, but worth noting if you're a stickler for maxed out shadows. Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon, is a paradox. It's a love letter to the RPGs of 20 years ago, wrapped in a modern, terrifying aesthetic. It's not for everyone. If you need 144 FPS and a clean, happy world, stay far, far away. But with the Sanctuary of Sarras expansion and consistent performance fixes, it's proving to be an RPG that has a very big soul, even if it is a slightly corrupted one. If you've played the new DLC already, let me know what you thought about it. I'll be over here trying to figure out if this fog is magical or if it's just my GPU melting. See you guys in the next one.